Sampoojya Swamiji Sankaramritananda Puri. He is a disciple of Sadguru Sri Mata Amrita Nandamayi Devi. He joined Mata Amrita Nandamayi Mutt in 1991. He is an Ayurvedic physician by profession with the postgraduate qualification in Kaya Chikitsa. He currently serves as the Dean of Amrita School of Ayurveda. Today, Swamiji will be talking on the topic Spirituality, Indian Knowledge System and Ayurveda, covering the key points Framework of Indian Knowledge System including Parā and Aparā vidya, how Indian knowledge system connects science and spirituality seamlessly, how Ayurvedic epistemology blends science and spirituality. Welcome Swamiji.
Om avidyanamantastamiramihiraddvipanagarim Jadanam chaitanyastabakamakaraندasrutijharim Daridranam chintamanigunanika janmajaladhau Nimagnanam damsham raripurahasya bhavati. Om Amriteshwaraya Namaha. My humble pranams at the lotus feet of my Guru, Amma. My pranams to one and all who are present here. The subject that I have to talk on was briefly explained here. I'm not going to make it very complicated. I just wanted to throw light about our culture because there's a dramatic change in the culture, in the understanding, in the perspective of life. We are not what we were before 25 years, no doubt about that. There is a drastic change. The life has become a little bit complicated. Thinking, all of us, there's a saying in Tamil that, you are selling your eyes to buy a picture. Without eyes, you cannot see. But we are selling our eyes to buy a photograph or a picture. Something similar is happening. We do not know the purpose of life itself. We do not know the objective for which we are earning or for which we are working. There's too much stress involved in our activities, for which entertainment is considered as a solution. Reels and such things are considered as a solution, which is not. So as it was told by Vishwanatha Chaitanya, we have to go back and see what our history is, how our people were stress-free. Not to this level. There will be stress, of course. In a family life, you are expected to have some stress because there are some desires. A few years before, I listened to a lecture given by a PhD scholar about a study. He conducted a study on people above 90 years. 60 subjects were there. 60 people were there. The lifestyle was studied. The common aspects of their lifestyle was studied by that particular PhD scholar. They were not exactly Hindus. They were from Christian community. They were from Muslim community. They were all above 90 years. Who are healthy. That is the criteria for inclusion. They should be healthy. They should be beyond 90 years. That is the criteria. 60 subjects were selected. Lot more would have been surveyed, but 60 were selected. The study was conducted in Moodabidri, Ayurvedic College. So the common thing that was found was their dinacharya. Almost all of them will wake up at 5 o'clock, Brahma Muhurta. Somewhere near. Some people will get up at 3 o'clock, some people will get up at 4:30. But before 5 they will be up, they will wake up. They will take bath immediately, pratasnana. Either in hot water or cold water. Most of them took bath in cold water. Most of them will visit a temple. They will do mild exercises. They will do a little bit of walking. most of them will have a food in a proper time. 90, now, I mean, out of 100, 100 will be like that only. By 8 o'clock, they will have a breakfast, 9 o'clock, before 9 o'clock. All of them are retired, of course, they are above 90. So, their life issues are settled a little bit, at least. All of them were almost spiritual. They wanted to, most of them will chant Vishnu Sahasranama or Lalita Sahasranama, whichever it is, according to their taste. They will read newspapers, they will attend to their duties, they will do a little bit of cleaning in the house. They will have a proper food. They will sleep in proper time. They did not have much stress in their minds, worries in their minds. So the importance of dinacharya was the subject for the particular PhD scholar. So going beyond the religion and other things, they were all healthy because of their lifestyle. Because there was a proper dinacharya. They slept in time, they ate in time, they did not have much stress in their minds. They were philosophical in their approach. They were mature in thinking. They were all healthy also. Mild issues will be there. Most of them did not take medicines. So, we are equipped with three things, three karanas. That is a gift of God. Vak, speaking. Mind, thinking. And the physical body. Ayurveda says, the body is not a conjugation or a sanghata of various organs, various avayavas, brain, lungs, heart, kidney, stomach. If you combine, if you see them together, all together, it becomes the body. It's not so. It is considered as a chetanadhisthana bhuta. It is the seat of God. It is the seat of consciousness. So all our Vedic texts, they give importance to health. Even though they go beyond the body consciousness, they wanted to go beyond the body consciousness. As I told 5 minutes before, to become a Paramahamsa is the ideal of life. To become people like Amma. You may think that I am a little bit exaggerative, but it is not so. Amma always says that reading Ramayana is to become Rama. To have the qualities of Rama, that you have to read the Ramayana. So to develop divine qualities, to become a normal person, becomes a Uttama. He becomes better. Uttama becomes Uttamottama. He becomes a great person, a compassionate person who lives for others. It is told in one sentence, Paropakarartham idam shariram. To live for others is the purpose of life itself. So, even though the health is not neglected, Bhadram karne vishruniyama devaha. Let us hear good things, auspicious things. Bhadram pashyema akshabiri jatraha. Through all our senses, let us listen, let us see, let us smell, let us touch good things, auspicious things. Sthirairangaihi sushtuvagam sastanubhihi. Let our body become strong. It's not that a spiritual person should be weak, it should not be, even to walk, it needs support from others. That is not the concept. As I told a few minutes before, Rama was a king, but he was one of the boldest and greatest warriors that the country has ever seen. They could live without food. They knew Bala and Atibala mantras. For 12 years, Lakshmana did not sleep. It is told in Ramayana like that. He did not have food. Only such a person can kill Indrajit. So he practiced that. So whether it is health or whether it is yogic power This has to be contemplated. Whether we can bring some aspects from Lakshmana to our life is to be thought over by us. We have to contemplate on that idea and see what is possible by all of us also. We should not think that the life is a foregone conclusion. I have to join an institute, work like a donkey, and finish my life without communicating, without practicing spirituality. Spirituality is for a set of different people. Spirituality is a parallel system. It is not meant for me. It is not meant for my age. These are all not right thinking. This is not a right thinking. Previously, we could foresee the seasons. Now we cannot. Previously, we could foresee the diseases. Now we cannot. A young person gets a stroke. Young person gets frightful diseases. No, anybody can get into a cancer. Cancer was a strange word some 10, 15 years before. Now it is not so. Ayurveda, it is considered as a kind of an ama. We will not use the term visha. In sankirna rogas, in difficult diseases, where diagnosis is difficult, we attribute it to amatva, the metabolism, the wrong metabolism. It is told in Ayurveda that anye doshebhyo eva atidushebhyo anyonya murchanat kodravebhyo vishaseva vadanti amasya sambhavam. The sloka is a little bit complicated, but I will not complicate it that way. I will compare the body into a kind of a gruel, kanji. Suppose your body is like a gruel or a rice cooked. If it is cooked properly and if it is eaten in the proper time, it is like a nectar. It gives you health. But if the same thing, if it is kept for a long time, if it gets spoiled, the same kanji, same gruel, is becoming toxic. It's spoiling your health. Our body is made up of saptadhatus, the bone, tissues, muscles, blood. When it is like a unspoiled food, it is doing in the prakrita avastha, in the natural state. It is helping you to become healthy. In a vikrita state, in a disturbed state, when the dhatus and doshas are disturbed, you become unhealthy. So, just like a gruel, which becomes spoiled, our metabolism is totally spoiled. So, we think about concepts of health. Sometimes you have to fast, sometimes you have to eat nutritious things. Sometimes you have to do exercise. For example, for diabetes, rest is harmful. You go on sleeping, you go on resting, you become more and more diabetic. For people who are worrying, remaining in an AC room is problematic. The worries will increase rather than if you live a social life, if you talk with people, it will become, that stress will be relieved. Whereas if you remain alone, it is more harmful to you. So the health concepts, sometimes you have to do exercise, sometimes you have to rest. For wounds, for fever, rest is necessary, absolute rest is necessary. For most of the diseases, absolute rest is not necessary. For cancer people, I recently attended a seminar. They were telling that you must live a social life, in a normal life. Try to lead a normal life. In a kind of a stressful situation, the advice given, even in sports also, when the target is very stiff in cricket, you are advised to play a normal cricket. Don't do anything extraordinary. You play normally. Similarly, when you are having a diabetes, you are a chronic person, chronic diabetic, you are not advised to isolate yourself. You are not advised to take too much rest, but to become a part of the social life and be active so that You are not concerned, you are not bothered, you are not worried. You are not worried about your the parameters of blood. My creatinine is so much, my HbA1c is 11. This worry itself is causing a stress, and stress hormones are produced in the body, and you become sick. So the Arogya Samskriti, or the health consciousness, in today's stressful, what I was telling was, we have changed our attitude. We have changed our lifestyle. There were not so many lights. When I came to Valdika, hardly a few lights I would see. Now, there is no difference between night and day. Previously, there used to be a summer. Now, we are controlling the temperature. So, actually, there is no summer. It's a summer today. It's very hot outside, but we are not at all feeling that because the temperature is controlled here. So, the day and night, most of us, I am sure that most of us would not have seen the rising sun. Most of us would not have seen the beautiful moon. Most of us would not have seen the sky. Most of us would not have seen the beautiful river that is flowing every day. Most of us do not even walk. If I go and sit in my office, I sit for 8 hours and 9 hours. I tell others that sitting for a long time causes heart attack. But the same thing I am doing in my life also. I am not able to overcome that. So the intelligence, we have to develop an intelligence. We have to understand how important it is to have a Arogya Samskriti. Paramparaya, the spirituality also does not say that you are going to live eternally. Nobody has lived like that. Even Siddhas, only Saptarishis are told to be Chiranjeevis. Others died. Their body perished. Every one of us will die someday. It's not inauspicious, but it is a natural process. But it should be natural. There should be a small plant. It should go into a tree. It should have a flower. It should have a fruit. The fruit should ripen. The ripened fruit will drop out, or it will benefit somebody else, and it will become another tree. We were babies. We became young. We became middle-aged. We became old. We'll become older and have a dignified death. Yogain ante tanustajam. Our ideology says that we have to die when we wanted. Nakshatra will be fixed by people. I will die in this moment. They will inform the relatives and others early itself. I will die on this day. Many of our yogis, they were healthy. They will fix a date and say that they are going to die on that day, and they will do so. So we should not think that we are not all part of it. Some special people will have to do that. We will continue this kind of a stressful life. It should not be our idea. My idea is to show the old tradition, how we were taught in the Gurukulas. We had a parallel system some 200 years, and purposefully our total tradition was destroyed. It's a history. We cannot do anything. But we should not be despondent. We should not think that nothing is going to happen. If Amma was despondent, this kind of an institution would not have developed. We should not compromise, dilute the values. We should not say that you live both ways, be materialistic as well as spiritual. It is not possible. Two things cannot go into a same cover. Two swords cannot be put in one kosha. We cannot dilute the ideology. Because you will clap if I say that you become, sky is your limit, you become materialistic. I should not say that. That is not the purpose. I will definitely say that the highest purpose is self-realization. Atmano Mokshartham. To understand the highest purpose of life is the ideology. So that we cannot compromise. We must move towards slowly. If slowly, everyone has the right. So that was the purpose. And it is called as Parā vidya and Aparā vidya. One is slightly inferior, which is necessary for our livelihood. It is called as Aparā vidya. All that we do, there are 170 courses, maybe 200 courses in Amrita. There are 250 courses in Benares in the university. All the technical educations. Previously the Aparā Vidyas used to be 64, Chatushashti Kalamayi, it is told in Sasanam. First we learned languages. We were babies. We could not say anything. Only by showing the finger we used to achieve everything. By crying. Small words here and there. And then the mother will understand. The father also will not understand. Why this fellow is crying? The father will not be able to understand. Mother says he is hungry. He wants that. He wants to go out. All these things mother will say. It is not through language that we spoke, but through gestures we spoke. Then we started speaking few words. My son has started speaking. He's telling Amma, Papa. The mother is so proud. He's only telling two, three broken sentences. It is told in Ayurveda that skalat gamanam avyakta vachanam dhuli dusaram api lala vilamukham hridayahladagarakam. That a child, he is speaking funny things, funny words, not clear words. Skalat gamanam. He is not able to walk. He is a toddler. He falls down many times. Dhuli dusaram is always full of dust. You clean him and keep him in a house and he goes out and he likes mud very much. He covers himself, smears himself with mud. Apil ala vilamukham, out of his mouth a lot of saliva comes out. But he makes the father and mother so happy. So we were all like that, all of us. None of us is an exception. None of us were sitting in Padmasana in young childhood. All of us were most notorious. Every day I will come with wounds. Every day I will go to doctor. Every day I will have injection. That was my system. So we started in a very awkward manner, in a negative manner. We spoke few words. We learned one language. We learned 2 languages. It is told that 18 languages are to be mastered by us. That is the first thing that you learn in your life. Then we make poetries. We become scholars. Then the other aspects come. There are 4 Vedas, Vedanga, Siksha, Vyakarana, Jyotisham, Chandas, Niruktam, Upavedas, like Ayurveda, Dhanurveda. So I explained. The body is a seat of consciousness rather than a combination of organs. That is the basic understanding. It's not for physicians alone, but for everyone. We must consider this body as a seat of God. And then only then we will obey the rules of the nature. We will follow the rules of the health. So Vedangas are Siksha, Kalpa, Vyakarana, Jyotisha, Nirukta and Chandas. All of us make you an expert in various fields. Arthashastra, Dhanurveda, Gandharva Veda, Ayurveda are the Upavedas. These are taught in the Gurukulas. Then after learning the basics, for everyone, certain aspects are required, certain aspects are necessary, compulsory. Suppose you want to study Ayurveda, you must have some knowledge in Tarkashastra, you must have some idea about Nyaya. As it was told a few minutes before, if you ask what is Panchamahabhuta, after studying 5 years of Ayurveda, then you are not fit for that particular science. After 6 years of study, what is dosha? You are doubtful. It means you are not able to see doshas outside. You are not able to see the Panchabhuta outside. You are not able to see the plants which are the part of life. You cannot even identify tulasi. Then it's very funny to be called as an Ayurvedic doctor. A person who is nature loving, understands the nature, understands the seasonal variations, understands the difference in food, understands the patients. One such a person who is having a deep knowledge about all these things, can become a good Ayurvedic physician. For anything, without even raising his head, you go on writing prescriptions, go on writing patent medicines. You are having headache, so cefagrain. Something, you are having cough, dashamula gadutraya. Without even seeing the patient, you are writing. You are not an Ayurvedic doctor at all. You are not a doctor at all. You are a compounder or a pharmacist. Nothing more, to be honest. So the fundamentals will be taught in the beginning. The essentials that will be taught to you before you enter into the study. That is called as a Sishyopanayana. You are observed for 6 months. Shanmasa Anushita. The disciple has to stay with the Guru for six months at least. He has to observe whether this fellow is fit for this particular study. Or the Guru will suggest something else. Why don't you become a pharmacist? Why don't you become a medicine manufacturer? Why don't you become a therapist? If you are a half-cooked doctor, you are harmful. You never represent that particular culture. So what I was trying to say was, in the Gurukulas, the fundamentals will be taught in the beginning. Whether this fellow is fit. You will be tested. It should not be called as a testing, but you are trained to have certain qualities. For spirituality, the training is more harder. You must not be attached to money at all, which is just opposite to the understanding of the world. Suppose I wanted to join the ashram, but I want to have a house, I want to have a bank balance, I want to have branded shirts, I want to have a car. I want to have a branded car, Benz. Will I be fit to join an ashram? Any ashram will be able to provide all these things to me? Give a Benz car, give a assistant. Somebody asked me when I was given a sannyasa, I hope you will be given a Innova car and an assistant. That is how he understood sannyasa. So it is not possible. I said even the car I'm going in, it has gone 6 lakhs kilometers. I have traveled 6 lakhs kilometers in that particular car. I'm using the same car. The assistant who was there with me has also gone away. So even that facility is not there. So that is not sannyasa. So some other qualification is required to become a renunciate. Renunciation is required. Tyaga is required. Sacrifice is required. Not only in words, but in activity. So whatever that you learned in a Gurukula, the fundamentals will be taught. There will be some testing. It's not testing, but it is making you equipped to go through that particular system. So 64 kalas, 64 forms. There were 64 before. Now it can be more. Like, there are some vadyas shown in the string instruments are there. Tandri vadyas it is called. There used to be many veenas, violins. There used to be many instruments. Percussion instruments are there, like tabla, mridanga, gol, dolak, so many. Like writing poetries, like the performing dances, architecture. Don't think that we were fools. Don't have the impression that the modern technology is necessary for the present society. We were rich. We had very good water. It is told in a Vedic Sukta that Madhuvata Ridhayante, Madhuksharanti Sindhavaha, Madhuvakshe, Madhukarishe, Madhuvadishyami. Let the sea be sweet. What is wrong? Sea water should be sweet. That is the aspiration. That is the desire. Let the wind that is flowing have a smell of sandalwood. What is wrong? Have a good aspiration. We built a temple. The Tanjore temple that is shown here is lasting for 1,000 years. No artificial material is used. It is saying that carpentry is another thing that you can learn. The recent Rama temple, they did not use an artificial thing. They used the traditional technology. Instead of steel, they used copper. They are thinking that it should last for more than 1,000 years. So they had great desires, great technology. So food. Now we think that, unfortunately, we think that, especially in Kerala, they think that vegetarian food is not having enough varieties. Why should we spend 200, 300 rupees for a vegetarian food? That is the concept. But in Gujarat and other places, Annakuta is a system where one of the pictures is shown from Annakuta here. Food festival, thousands of varieties are taught to them. Vidya, then various forms of arts, of course Ayurveda, the surgery, which was done 5,000 years before by Susruta, the great Acharya. Agriculture. Now we are talking about organic agriculture. And unfortunately, the ingredients that we use are most harmful. We call it as a refined oil. But if you think deeply, if you think in a scientific manner, refined oils are made from crude oils, and they are most harmful to our health. The heat-pressed oils are very harmful, whereas the traditional method of cold oils like gingerly oils, coconut oils, we had the technology to manufacture them in the houses. When I used to, initial days when I used to come here, I will see coconuts being dried on the road. Thousands of kilograms will be dried on the road. They used to make coconut oil in the houses, in the same village. Whereas now you cannot even walk. The oils that are used are highly questionable. The branding is so cheating. You call it as a sunflower oil, but it doesn't have any sunflower in that at all. It's a brand. You drink milk. All the naturopaths in India will oppose to drinking milk because they say that it is toxic. The packed milk, you just inquire with if you have any friends in the particular company. I have a friend, he will say that he will never drink the packeted milk because they don't clean, they add a lot of powders, they add preservatives. They call it a standardized milk. But if you observe closely, as we are accustomed to drinking tea too many times, we think that it is a method of relaxation. As a diabetic patient, I know that whenever I drink tea, I become more and more diabetic. If with milk, it is containing more glucose in that, so it's harmful. So such the ingredients, not only in milk, but in every ingredient, every vegetable that comes to Kerala is manufactured in a different field. In Karnataka, they make it special because they don't want they use a lot of insecticides. No flies will come to that particular fruit. So they make it that way. So we are happy to take them. The vegetables which are not having taste, not having the essence, the sara. So we had a different method of agriculture to cater that particular population. Some 100 years before we were 30 crores, now we are nearing 140 crores. So I'm not into that debate whether this is correct or that is correct, but I'm just pointing out the various forms of knowledge that existed. So they used the animals for transportation. Now we are dependent upon petrol and diesel. So all of us were equipped with yogasanas, namaskaras. Even a person who does not even know the term yoga. I will cite the name of Malliyur Sankarananda Puri. There's in Malliyur temple there's a place, particular place where he used to do prostrations. Sometimes 108, sometimes 1008. That itself becomes a yogasana. Just prostrating. How many of us will be able to bend and touch the floor without bending our knees? How many of us will be able to squat on the floor for 2 to 3 hours? How many of us will not become numb after sitting for some time? Previously, when we used to sit in Padmasana for 3 hours. Now I require not a normal chair, but a more comfortable chair to deliver a lecture. So they told me to stand up and talk, but I refused because I cannot stand for 1.5 hours, 1 hour. So the mudras were also taught. Pranayama was a part of life. Stomach breathing was a part of life. Taking bath in the ponds, in the rivers. Previously, when we used to travel in Kerala, we will find a lot of people relaxed on the riverside. They will be washing their clothes in the afternoons. I went to one Sashtadhyapurti of my friend's relative in Patambi. They did not have any special arrangement. There is no stress at all. We went there and put our bags somewhere. There will be a pond nearby. There are common toilets are there. Food will be, of course, common for everybody. There is no grading. Some VIP food, some second grade VIP, third grade VIP, fourth grade VIP. No. For students, you go some to the other hall. Teachers will go to this hall. VIPs will come to Anugraha hall. No difference. Everybody eat the same food. There is no stress. In the morning, I used to do my morning ablutions, my prayers. I thought I will be the first person to go there. I went there by 5 o'clock. But there are already 50 people there, sitting near the pond, taking baths, doing their Sandhya Vandana. Not all of them are Brahmins. They had their own prayers. It was a nice sight. Only a mat is required. Some food arrangement is required. So spirituality is blended. It is not spiritual. It is not. Health is going in a parallel line. Spirituality is going in a parallel line. Taking bath, pratasnana is very, very important. By 6, everybody have taken bath. So they do their prostrations. They go to the temple. They walk around. So one doctor told a diabetic fellow, Venmani Krishnan, നടക്കണം നന്നായിട്ട് നടക്കണം. അപ്പോൾ വെൺമണി കൃഷ്ണൻ പറഞ്ഞു, നടക്കുന്ന കാര്യം വല്ലതും പറയൂ, എന്നും ഭാഗവതമാണ്. 5 വയസ്സ് മുതൽക്ക് 90 വയസ്സായി 80 വയസ്സായി അതേവരെ ഭാഗവതമാണ്. അല്ല അമ്പലത്തെ പ്രദക്ഷിണമൊക്കെ ചെയ്യാൻ പറഞ്ഞാൽ ചെയ്യാം, അല്ലാണ്ട് വെറുതെ നടക്കുക, ഇങ്ങനെ ഒന്നും ചെയ്യാണ്ട് ഇങ്ങനെ റോഡിൽ കൂടെ നടക്കുക. ഷൂ ഇട്ടുകൊണ്ട് നടക്കണം. ട്രാക്ക് സൂട്ട് ഇട്ടാലേ നടക്കാൻ പറ്റുള്ളൂ. ട്രാക്ക് സ്യൂട്ടിനും നടക്കുന്നതിന് എന്താ ബന്ധം? ഷൂവിനും നടക്കുന്നതിന് എന്താ ബന്ധം എന്ന് ചോദിച്ചാൽ അതൊന്നുമില്ല. അപ്പോൾ സ്പിരിച്വാലിറ്റി വേറെ വഴിക്ക് പോകണം, ഹെൽത്ത് വേറെ വഴിക്ക് പോകണം. ഹോമം, കാര്യസിദ്ധി അതിനുവേണ്ടി മാത്രമാണോ എന്ന് ചോദിച്ചാൽ ഇല്ല. എല്ലാം ഒന്നിലൊന്ന് അന്തർലീനമായിട്ട്, വൺ ഈസ് ട്വൈൻഡ് വിത്ത് ദി അതർ ഐഡിയ. Spirituality is not separate. For that you have to do a separate sadhana. Morning 6 to 8 spiritual, then become non-spiritual, then you indulge in all the material activity just like a material person. Fight in the same way, rat race, That is not the way to do that. We have a right. You have a right to change the attitude. The work is workship. Swakarmana tamabhyarcha siddhim vindati manavaha. You are not supposed to be away from your duties. Amma will always say, don't change the place. Change your attitude. Spiritualize your work. Then you will inspire your students, your friends, the person whom you are appreciated. What is wrong in expressing that you are spiritual? You are seeking higher ideals of life. So, then the various prasadas, sometimes it's a kashaya tirtha given in Mukambika temple. It's a medicine. The water itself, in Ayurveda, great importance is given to water. Paniyam praninam prana vishwamevacha tanmayam. You should keep the water pure. Why don't you keep your temple ponds clean? Why don't you keep your water sources clean, unpolluted? In Vande Mataram, the first thing Bankim Chandra Chatterjee told was Sujalam. So in some temples, water itself is a medicine. When I give water, it is a bottle of water that I can give. When Amma gives a water, it is a tirtha. All the rivers in the West, they are not considered as a tirtha, whereas the Indian rivers are considered as tirtha. Because a lot of saintly people took bath. They prayed in the shores. They wrote Ramayana on the banks of Ganga. Tulasi Ramayana was written on the banks of, on Varanasi. So the seasonal variations are incorporated into our food habits. Sometimes, as I said, sometimes fasting is required. Sometimes eating nutritious food is required. Depends upon the condition. Martial arts, various martial arts. It differs. In Kerala, Kadari is famous. In other parts, something else is famous according to their climate. Application of oil regularly. These are all come under dinacharyas. Applying collyrium, taking bath, taking oil bath, vyayama, the benefits of vyayama. Not only for beauty, vibhaktagana gatratvam vyayama dubhajayate, it is told in Ayurveda. But it is not for beauty alone, to be healthy also. Every day some time should be dedicated to health. Sometimes rishis went beyond health also, as shown in these two pictures. They are siddhas. They lived a very long life. Sometimes, even saints like Swami Jnanananda, it is told that they lived for 300 years. The proof is I met a person who was 90 years old when I met him, some 20, 30 years before. When he was 10 years old, he met Swami Jnanananda. At that time, people told that his father has seen him when he was 200 years old. So we cannot say that he did not live 200 years. It is possible. But that is not the purpose of life. But some of our siddhas, one siddha told that you give me some mercury, I will make this world prosperous. So to treat metals and minerals, it is varied. I think it will be discussed in the afternoon sessions. All the art forms, they had health ideas. As it was mentioned by Vishwanatha Chaitanya, we had a great tradition of Visha Vidya. It is considered, it is having two components. One is called this Visha Vidya. Whereas the medicines will be given, the second aspect is Visha Vidya. It is more of non-medical aspects. It's not rare. In my village, there used to be a woman who is 80 years old. When I met her, I had a scorpion bite or something. There was a abscess which did not heal. So somebody told me that you go to that woman. She did not take bath. She was very old. I thought she will come with a lot of preparations, and no, she did not do anything. She just washed her feet and hands and applied some bhasma. And she was chanting something like Nasi Masi. So I didn't understand that. I was a small child. But later on I inquired, she's chanting Namah Shivaya mantra in different combinations. That Namah Shivaya mantra is chanted Nasi, Masi, like that. The same letters are chanted. And that abscess, strangely, that broke on the same day, and a lot of pain relief was there for me. It's in my experience. Not only for such small things, even for the poison, which had a relationship with karma, with our past actions, will be cured by, not only, it is not possible to cure them by medicines alone, by dosha siddhanta alone, by removing the doshas alone. Generally, Visha Vidya gives medicines which are fast acting. Sometimes you prepare double dose, because the snake bite is so harmful, it spreads in the body very quickly. So double medicines ought to be prepared. Sometimes they vomit it out. So also the doctor applies the Visha Vidya, the trans medical aspects also. It was existing very much. Even today, Parashini Kadavu, they have medicines for snake bites. And there are some places where the Mannarsala is an example. A lot of skin diseases are cured just by simple remedies. You give 1 liter of oil to the god, 15 years of skin disease is cured. So easy. Don't have to go to hospitals and do hundreds of testings, take steroids and harm yourself. So they come under Visha Vidya. So I think my time is up. So what I was trying to communicate is, don't think that Ayurveda is to be under the strict custody of doctors. Only they are the authorities. It's not so. Ayurveda is a medicine for public people. It's people's medicine. The concepts are to be understood. The Ritucharya, the seasons, 6 seasons. If I ask you a question that you please mention the seasons, maybe some of you will not be able to answer. Ayana, Uttarayana and Dakshinayana. Maybe many of you do not know which Ayana we are into. Because as I said, we never see sky, we never see sun, stars. We are never exposed to sunlight. We are never exposed to good water. Actually, we are not at all drinking good water. I recently visited Parā and stayed in an ashram. The well water was so sweet. I drank jugs of water. Generally, I don't drink water. He gave me 1 jug. I said initially, no, I don't drink too much of water. Don't give me this. But by evening, I have finished 2-3 jugs. And night also, I drank a lot of water because it was so sweet. It's a river water flowing through the well. So we are deprived of, good water. We are deprived of good air. We are deprived of a stress-free life which we are entitled to have. We are deprived of good attitude, good thinking. So all these things, should change. We should not think that health is in the custody of doctors. We are also custodians. Spirituality is in the custody of sannyasins. No, it is. You also have a role. You have your own right to practice it in your own way. It can be practiced through karma yoga or devotional jnana yoga or bhakti yoga. So with these words I offer my pranams to Amma, and if time permits, we can clear 1 or 2 doubts. I don't know, I don't have a watch. Huh? Yeah. I was given 1 hour. So if there are 1 or 2 doubts, I can, from what I spoke, maybe I have confused some of you. Otherwise, we can end the session. Or if you have something to say beyond what I have spoken, that's also welcome. I mean, other things, Viksha Ayurveda and other branches, it will be elaborated in the afternoon sessions. So I wanted to give a perspective of what were our thinking, why we are so simple, because we did not give too much importance to material prosperity. Fundamentally, we wanted to achieve the highest goal in life through all our activities. So we had a simple dressing. If you observe the dress of the Trivandrum king, he was with a simple silk dhoti and a simple shawl. Nothing else, a small golden chain. The kings used to have a simple life. What to tell about others? Even today, Kerala dressing is most simple. Cotton saris are available here. You get a sari for 400 rupees, whereas the branded items are so expensive. You cannot even get an underwear for that money. But that simplicity is necessary for the overall growth and ideology of the society. So to practice them, simple thinking and high living is what our concept is. So we were not too much, the palaces have vanished, but the temples are remaining. So we were not poor in technology, but we did not give emphasis to material prosperity. So that's what I was trying to.
One concern is we may be able to revive this knowledge, but many of the knowledge is applied in a context. Then the lifestyle, everything has changed. Lifestyle, or as you mentioned, has changed over time. is medical science topical in the sense of is it? So, I mean, I guess it should also keep pace with the lifestyle changes of society. So we are discussing about reviving some of these knowledge systems, and is it possible to again use it as practical knowledge, or will it only be lying in the books but not really implemented and benefited for society?
I will cite the example of Sri Sridharan. Do you agree with me that he is a constructive person in the society? Metro Sridharan. I hope everybody, no exception will be here. He's most constructive. He has faced all the issues that a government setup can create. He has achieved tremendously higher things. First thing he did was a Pamban Bridge, which is still a monumental achievement. Within time, within the budget, even lesser than the budget that was given to him. Maintenance is poor, but still it is standing the test of the time. He has done the metro work in Kolkata, in Delhi, Cochin. I spoke to him, I invited him for a program. Despite of not knowing me, he replied through the phone. He said he never attends phone call before 9 o'clock. And after 5, he does not attend cell phone calls. He works only during office hours. Can you believe that? He reads Bhagavata every day. Even though he is not 90, he was not under the study, but he is also an example that we have to think. He wakes up in the morning, he reads Bhagavata. That is what is inspiring him. And he is a healthy person. He is constructive. He has contributed to the society. He is unfortunate that he lost the election in Kerala. It is a shame for the state. But taking his role model, we have to take these things. He can read Bhagavata, just like a Bhagavata person, any other person. You just to go through the YouTube videos. He reads Bhagavad Gita. That keeps him inspired. That gives him new ideas in construction, in civil engineering also. So if he can do, why can't you also do? Why can't we also do? Why do you want to keep the phone all the time welded to your ears? Why don't you shut it down after 6 o'clock? Why don't you practice some spirituality which will calm your mind, which will bring new ideas, which will allow you to persist in the struggles of your work? Why do you become stressed? Because you don't have a stress relief. You think that this is a technique. It is not. It is an attitude. So if it is possible for Sridharan, it should be possible for all of us. So the idea of health, whether we can bring it back. If Amma has thought that spirituality is not possible, she would not have struggled so much. She would not have achieved so much. She would not have transformed so many. She would not have brought such strict rules. Even among the ashrams, we are 24 hours under the vigilance of Amma, which is not possible for any other ashram. We cannot even think in a wrong way, which will be reflected in Amma's. So don't think that Amma is very liberal. She is she's a very hardcore, strict disciplinarian. So to bring such disciplines into life, Amma had that vision, so she could implement it. So initially the ashram had nothing. We did not have even shirts. We did not have proper food. I mean, I would not say proper food. Maybe in medical terms, it's not nutritious. So ideology, that kept us going. That objective that was given to us, made us experts. In the ashramites, you will find multi-talented persons. Many people are multilinguals. Many people are experts in music. Outside the world, if you want to bring a tableist, you have to pay him 5,000 rupees. In ashram, I will arrange it in a few minutes. Some 50, 60 tableists are there. Who can 50, hundreds of harmonium. I did not learn harmonium, but I can play harmonium. It's not my special talent. I can understand many languages. I can speak many languages. Talent-wise also, I has not compromised. Creativity has not been lost in the process. It is not a very high ideal just to become fall a slave to entertainment and reels and lower things of life. That attitude has to change. Then many things are possible. That is what is expected out of our faculty members. Wherever you are, don't think that you are a limited person. We have to take example from Amma and our culture and then contribute. So I think I answered. So we'll close the session because the time is up already.